What's going on, GT? Welcome to TLG-GT Live. I'm SVP Aaron Guetterman. Every Tuesday we get together and we motivate, educate, edify, and team associate. Man, I love this company. I love this team. I love the people we work with. I love the people that are in the hunt. I love someone who can see something for what it is and take and grasp a hold of opportunity. I love it when I see like-minded individuals really get up and get after it and go after what they want. So here we are, man. We're in April, Abundance April, the first month of our 90-day Madman cycle. And are you in practice? Are you self-reflecting what you have to do on a daily basis to ensure that you're maximizing your time and taking full advantage of what we have going on, full advantage of everything we've put together, full advantage of everything TLG has in store for you, or are you just thinking about it? See, thinking about it doesn't get you anywhere. Sitting, watching, and waiting doesn't get you anywhere. We've gone over a builder series before, and there are three types of agents. There are agents that do, agents that don't, and agents that watch. Don't be a watcher, man. The agents that do are the ones who are absolutely grabbing the bull by the horns and taking this thing for the opportunity it is and creating their abundance. See, at TLG, we got it all. We've got contract levels, right? Massive contract levels. All the way up to 140% plus up to 18% bonuses. Guys, I've never seen this. I've been in this industry for 12 years. I've never seen anything like it. We were hired in, I was hired in 12 years ago at a 55% contract, 45% FE, and worked my way up through the ranks, not sitting behind a desk, not plugging away at a computer, not walking 20 steps from my bedroom door, but getting in the car and driving 2 hours, 2.5 hours on a daily basis, no e-applications, all paper acts, faxing them in every single night and having to send them in when we made a mistake, having to fix this. And sometimes they wouldn't issue fast because we had to fix things and get amendments, go straight to the client's house, get them signed. You have it so dadgum easy, man. We've got contract levels, bonuses, lead systems for days, tier 1, 2, and 3, additional lead systems coming, other systems, training systems, workplace, educational systems, and by God, we got the tools. How about Zippo? You know what I'm saying? Like, give a shout out to Kim for finding this phenomenal tech company that just set the bar to a new limit with us. Zippo is, I'm telling you, man, I've never seen anything like that. This is next level tech to ensure that your business is going to be run the right way. So much organization, so much value packed into one system. I'm blown away. Truly am blown away. And I hope you are too. For those of you who've been writing for a little while, I know you were interacting and I know that you're blown away. But for you new agents out there, you guys have such an advantage on top of everyone who has been here a while. Utilize this and use your advantage. And you heard them say it. There's agents that are writing 30 to 80K right now in their systems. And I know we've got agents that write 30 to I think Josh hit 75, 77K. We can have more people step up. It can be you. If you want it, if you want to maximize this opportunity and work through the lead systems and put your time in, you can, but you got to have to start thinking in that direction. If something happens, maybe someone didn't show up for a training or a link didn't go out and you decide to do something else other than what was planned, like, you can't think that way. You got to be in the hunt with or without. You got to be in the hunt every single day. You got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. Thank you, ET. You guys have to really go after it. And whether your leader didn't put a link out, whether something happened or not, you've got to be in attendance. You've got to be attentive to your success every single day. That's what it takes to succeed. And if you guys don't grasp that, then you got to figure out what your reason is, your why, what you want and why you want it and what you're going to do to get it. So we got it all, man. This is a plug and play system is really what it boils down to. it's set up. Like, we're a full service IMO. I know a lot of IMOs claim that, but man, we really do have it all, and we're extremely attentive. And with all that, we're not a captive company. We've had tons and tons of insurance. We got partners with Integrity. They're like, why aren't y'all captive? Y'all have so much power pack stuff. Like, why don't you make yourself captive? Art designed this company for agents by agents. He wants you to be vested day one. He wants you to have full control of your business. He wants you to see TLG, see us, and attack it with us. You guys got to want it, all right? If your business doesn't gain your attention, then what does? What in your life is taking precedence of your time? We're talking 80-20 rule. We're talking, if you guys want to grow, you should be putting in 80% of your time, in order to relax 20% of the time. You should be focusing 80% of your time into your business in order to grow it. See, we're not retired yet, unless like you're just attacking this thing on a part-time basis. Maybe you are retired. I don't know. That's up to you. But for those of you that are hungry and you say your goals, you're like, I want to be a 20K producer, a 30K, or a 40, or a double diamond producer. I want to produce 50,000 a month. I want to build my agency up. Then you've got to attack it like you mean it. You really have to lay down the law in your own life and set those disciplines in place, and do not compromise. What do you give your time to? See, your attention, right? We can control two things: attitude and activity. Your attention is yours to freely give. Reflect on what takes precedence in your life. From the time that you wake up to the time that you go to sleep, what takes up the majority of your time? Are you scrolling on social media? Are you watching TV? Are you sipping a coffee for 2 hours? Are you reading the newspaper? Are you shitting around? Like, is your time wasted or time invested? This goes down to the seventh wonder of the world, right? The compound interest. Time works the same way. Is your time wasted or time invested? Is your time organized? Are your responsibilities managed? Great time management is a skill level. We've taught on that. You guys could probably search back to the different audios and videos that we've done, and we talk about the 4 time management quadrants. And team, this is a absolute skill level that you have to gain control of in your life in order to be successful. If you're constantly shooting from the hip and practicing in urgent and important, you're never going to have time for growth. You're always going to be playing catch up, and playing catch up is not fun. You've got to manage your time correctly and stay in the hunt. If you're in catch-up mode, then you stay there for as long as you possibly can, and you don't move to quadrant 3 or quadrant 4, which is not important and not urgent, or urgent and not important. Like you cannot stay there. You cannot work there. You cannot be there if you're constantly in quadrant 1. You have to stay there. The idea is to stay in quadrant 1 to dig yourself out of a hole and get to quadrant 2, which is the most profitable time management quadrant of all. Important, but not urgent. That quadrant is for creativity. That quadrant is for consistency. That quadrant is for responsibility. That's what it's about, team. What focus produces income? In our business, right? It's leads, dials, sets. Does income produce happiness? I believe income isn't the end all be all, but income does take away a lot of stress, which indeed does produce happiness and does produce growth. Does growth produce joy? The secret to happiness is value, is joy. It's purpose and joy. And joy does equal value. When you feel valued, are you not happier? Don't you feel good when you feel appreciated? See, we understand that here, guys, especially with a lot of friends on the team. I understand that, and I appreciate everyone who's in the hunt for their dreams. I really do. It's a little bit hard to appreciate someone that won't change, that won't do something better for themselves, that can't get up or change for their own personal growth. When you add value, you're appreciated. What's your value when a goal is personally achieved? when you're in the pursuit of maximum value, when you're in the pursuit of greatness. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's that purpose that you find that creates the joy, the key to happiness in life. When value, money value, is in an excess, stress levels reduce, less stress equals joy. Pursuit of a greater version of you equals joy. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the daily mundane activity, enjoy the process, and stay steadfast in quadrant 2 because it is less stressful. And that's what creates your joy and purpose. Dominate your focus, team, for 7 to 10K weeks. That's what we should be fighting for. Every single one of us, 7 to 10K weeks. Hell, Nelson Alvarez had a 20K week. We're going to go over to the leaderboard. We had $20,000 last week. We're like, all right, go for your 20K months, GT. Nelson says, no, go for your 20K weeks, GT. I'll teach you how. See, if we are always in a better pursuit, a better version of ourselves, then we're always just a deteriorating version. There's no such thing as staying the same. You're either moving up or you're deteriorating backwards. There's nothing in this life. Everything is vibration. Everything is constant. Everything is moving. You are moving up in appreciation or you're moving back in depreciation. You cannot stay idle and expect things to stay the same. They will not. Nothing in your life, money will not, you will not, your happiness will not. Nothing stays the same. You need purpose driven in your life. I strive for bigger. I strive for better. You know, within that pursuit for me is that joy. It is defined purpose. It's purpose driven. And I'm always in the pursuit for my personal happiness and the happiness of those around me. If you stay in the hunt and freely give the opportunity out, the TLG opportunity, eventually you're going to find 5 to 7 people. Now that time frame depends on you of how many people you talk to. And there's, you know, we had a whole recruiting webinar, and you guys can go talk to friends and family, warm market credibility, right? You've already added value to people's life and you have a certain credibility. Talk to them about the business and they will follow you. They will see you. They will listen to you. And you can go 5 to 7 wide freely. You know, and 5 to 7, when you have 5 to 7 UWAs doing $50,000 a month, guys, that's DM. People who are freely giving this opportunity eventually will find 5 to 7 people. And then through that, someone will duplicate you and find their 5 to 7 people. Then you hit RM. And so on to VP to SVP. But if you doubt this system and your purpose, and you stop showing the plan, everything stops and it just takes longer. If you have things that are opposition against you, if it makes you stop in your tracks, if you can't figure it out or solve problems fast enough, it's just going to take you longer. Most of the time, we are our own worst enemies. We're our own obstacles that we have to overcome right here. Forward or backward, recognize the backward thinking before you stay in that position too long. We cannot stay in backward thinking positions. We've got to always stay in forward thinking positions. Go get yours on a daily basis. I'm fired up, man. We're in the hunt. We are in our 90-day man cycle. GT, we need to go to 400,000 or 500,000. Just us. The 4A agency and GFG, they are crushing. They're going to 400K. They're going to 500K. We got to find our momentum. And I am calling you out, baby. I'm calling each and every one of you out to get after it, to move out and just move with your definitive, intentional purpose to go to work. It ain't going to happen without you. It ain't going to do it without you. Your success is not going to just land in your lap. You got to want it, and you got to want it bad. Top 10. We are crushing it, man. Top 10. You know what? I'm just going to go over the top 5 because I went a little bit long today. Top 5, and then you can hear from, y'all stick around from the top 5. Y'all hear from them. JP, number 5 with 3 apps, 4,407. Jamie Bloss, 3 apps, 4,496. Number 3, Paul Spala, 4 apps, 5,160. Number 2, Danielle Leifert, 6 apps, $9,041. And number 1, as I already said it, 18 applications, went to work. $352 for the week. That was not a month. That was a week. $20,000 for the week. Heck, Danielle doing $9,000 for the week. You know who's in the hunt. You know who's getting after it. Y'all go get after it. Y'all step it up from here. Everyone should be crossing 20K for the month. Everyone who is intentionally getting after it day in and day out. It doesn't take 30 hours a week to go 20K. It takes like 15 hours a week to go 20K. So go do the 15 hours. Get intentional with your time. Y'all stick around for the top 5.
Hey guys, JP coming at you from Pennsylvania, direct to Jared, direct to Aaron, and then from Art, then direct to Art. Just over 4,400 AP this week. Not my best week. Definitely not a Nelson Alvarez week. Congratulations to you, my friend. But this week was all about getting back in the grind and being consistent. So I just want to touch on one thing. It's really important that you make as many phone calls as you have to set your appointments up. So gone are the days where we say, hey, 50 calls a day, 80 calls a day. If it's 500 calls a day, it is what it is. And the moment your mindset shifts to say, if I have 3 to 5 appointments tomorrow, and then 3 to 5 appointments the next day, that's what's important. So that's what happened to me. And I started, since conference, obviously we're all on fire. We're all having an amazing time, getting really excited about our businesses. And so a couple things. First of all, no matter how many calls you have to make them. And always have your inventory of leads ahead of you. Always have more leads than you need. It's okay if a few fall off, because the alternative is I don't have enough, and now I'm twiddling my thumbs waiting for Katie to send me my mortgage protection leads, and for those of us who are tier 1 or tier 2, obviously if you're tier 3, some of us can just turn on our live transfers. But at the end of the day, I just want to get your mindset to remember, no matter how many calls you need to make them and do them consistently. You will never, ever, ever be sad you put too much effort in. You will always on the other side just be sitting and waiting. So that's what happened to me this week. Had a few appointments not even show up, so I could have been at 7,000 or 8,000 AP. I had it ready, but get ready for next week. And again, just make as many phone calls as you need to make in order to have 3 to 5 appointments for your very next day. I hope your life is beautiful. I'm so excited to be in business with you. Cannot wait to see the rest of you on the leaderboard. See you later, guys.
What's up, GT? Hey, my name's Jamie Bloss. I'm direct to Nelson Alvarez, who's direct to Aaron Guetterman, and direct to Art Lezzzzzgo. Last week I submitted 3 applications that totaled $4,496 submitted annualized premium for the week. So a couple big applications. Great week. Hope to roll into this week and do another good one. So a couple things to break down here. It was a standard week for me, and I submitted all Foresters applications, so pretty excited about that after last week's training call with Bruce. And I'm looking forward to cashing in on the Foresters bonus. I don't know about you guys, but I am fired up. Actually, I already have just under 5,000 IP for Foresters, so it's pretty phenomenal what they're offering. If you haven't heard about it or missed the boat on that, look into it, because it's pretty amazing. This week I was just working mortgage protection, direct mail, had a referral as well as a conversion, but a couple things just to share what's on my mindset and what's important to me for this week that I'm going to focus on is that, and that is, one thing is time in versus time out of the business. So we're fortunate to be in a position, well, the full-time people working and selling the insurance, that we don't necessarily have to clock in. It's not like we have a time card or anything. We are our own boss, and there's, with that it's a blessing, but it also could curse some people because if you don't have structure in your business, you don't have routine and repeatable processes, it's easy to get out there and feel helpless and just kind of flailing at the whim of distractions, maybe your children, your spouses, a lot of things, lunch, going to lunch with a buddy. There's a lot of things that can get in our way. So I think it's very important for me and a lot of people that do what we do for work is having structure and having, our Monday at noon calls, having, being on time, and showing up in your office, spending more time in your office. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on is, having a duplicatable, repeatable process where I can come to my office and put the work in. Because when I'm doing the income producing activities and spending more time on that on a weekly period, I make this leaderboard. I do plenty of production to live pretty well. So the other thing I have here in my notes is daily dials. That's important, not to step too far away from what makes us money, the income producing activities, or what makes us uncomfortable. Don't steer away from it. I'm going to be in the heat this week and dialing as much as I can, because it's how we ultimately have conversations with people about insurance and right applications. So that's all I got for the week. I do hope everybody had a nice Easter this past weekend, and keep crushing it. Keep going for that Forster's bonus. I will be, so hope you are too. Have a great week, y'all. Thanks.
What's going on, TLG? Paul Spalla, direct to Mark Spear, direct to Aaron, direct to Art. For the week, I came in third place, 4 applications, just over 5,100 AP. Going to keep it short for you guys this week. Additional requirements, all right? So 2 policies that I wrote had additional requirements that came up. So it's always good to follow up, whether it's 24 hours, 48 hours, with the policy that you've written to make sure there's no additional requirements needed. And if so, take care of that as soon as possible. During the meetings, whenever you're asking questions, make sure you double tap the prescription portion. After that, I roll into the financial analysis. That's just kind of how I do things. But specifically for diabetics, you want to ask them a couple of questions, anything, prescription history, anything with neuropathy, find out exactly what their A1C roughly is. They use insulin, again, the dosage for that. A lot of times whenever you meet with families, it's hard for them to remember if like 5 years ago they were prescribed something. Now if it's something major like gabapentin, typically the person would remember. So it just takes asking them a couple questions to make sure you are staying on the right track as far as what carrier to move forward with. And then also typing in, there's a comment section for, let's say, Forster's. With any type of prescription you have, then you can update it as like client no longer takes it, or it was given for X, Y, and Z reasoning. Then they can pull up the MIB record, look into it, and then verify what you and the client have talked about. But again, sometimes people just forget whether or not they're upfront and honest with you in the beginning. Maybe they're embarrassed about something that happened in the past, so it just takes a little bit of time to talk with them and just to let them know it's like, hey, asking these questions just to make sure we're staying on the right track with what carrier you're most likely to get approved for. And I had one lady at the very end, she kind of looked at me, she was like, okay, well, great for giving me the info and for your time, and we hadn't even filled out the request yet. And I was like, this is our time getting together. We need to at least see about getting you approved. Send the request. It takes a few days to hear back, in which case, you can talk to your spouse a little bit more. It was only a one-legged appointment that I was running there, so the spouse wasn't around. So at least, get that, get the ball rolling, if you will. And then after a few days, hear back whether or not they are approved or aren't. And then they can, adjust their, amount of coverage with whatever they were wanting to get at that point in time. So yeah, that was it for the week. Plan on, finishing out the month here strong, and let's get after it, TLG.
Hey y'all, Danielle Leifer here, direct to Jared Leifer, direct to Aaron Guetterman, and then to Art Leeser. I'm number 2 for the week, over 9,000 AP on 6 applications. And really, Monday and Tuesday appointments were booked on Saturday live dials. Y'all, we are on Zoom together, 8 to 12. I can't stress it enough that people are at home and they're answering the phone, and the majority of my appointments are booked on live dials. So I'm booking for same day on Saturday, Monday, and possibly Tuesday. And then of course Tuesday, we have live dials in the evening time. If you don't have appointments Monday through Friday, you should be dialing 6 to 8. People are at home from work, relaxing, and they will be answering the phone. So I just encourage you guys, live dials is where it's at. There's a system in place, and the reason why we do live dials is because it works. So I want to see more of y'all on Tuesday and Saturday live dials. We're learning together. We're listening to other people do their phone scripts and handling objections. And so you're just skilling up if you're on live dials. So make sure on Tuesday and on Saturday, you show up. Show up for your success. Understand what delayed gratification is, because right now, like anything that you're feeling or experiencing, it's temporary. It's just pushing through growth to where something just flows and becomes comfortable to you again. Okay. And so you have to start stepping up and staying true to the system. And that is being on every call, asking questions on Friday morning call, and then of course the live dials. And I just want to leave you with this, that, after this week is done, we are almost to about a month out from when conference was last month. And I just want you to take some time today and say, hey, so since conference to now, what has changed in my life personally, in my business, and how have I leveled and skilled up for making the life that I want to create? And am I running towards that goal, or have I just been at a standstill since conference? If you've been at a standstill, it doesn't matter. You are always one decision away from a totally different life, because we're always one decision from change. So I would just reflect on anything positive and negative that has happened since conference, and get with your upline and really create a plan. You need to be white sheeting every day, every week, to find that goal and to keep it in mind and just hold on to it. So, but I love y'all. Great week this week. Congrats to the top 5, and I'll see y'all again next week. Bye-bye.
Good evening, Guetterman team. I'm Nelson Alvarez from Syracuse, New York. I'm privileged to say that I made it to the top 5 this week. I'm actually number 1 with 20,352 AP with 18 applications. I want to share with you what I did last week to accomplish that. It all started after conference. I was excited to see all the leaders cross stage and hit the numbers and the goals that they had set for themselves the previous year. And I decided that this year I wanted to shoot to be number 1. I wanted to start with doing it on a weekly, daily basis, doing my best. So I started out with setting a goal to do 20K for the week. I knew I would have to use all the tools available to me. I say 2/3 of my AP came from live transfers, but I'd like to share with you the strategy I used so that I could do that. I did my regular dial sessions, but I increased my activity. I started by doing 2 sessions of dials every week, one in the morning from 9 to 10, and then I did it again from 6 to 7. The reason I did that is because I needed to increase my activity so that I can access all my leads. But I also opened up my live transfer. Those are the tier 3 leads, so that while I was dialing, I had the opportunity to double up. So that really created a lot of opportunity for me. I was excited to see I was getting more and more live transfers coming through, and it allowed me to also sharpen my skills, to test some new things, to see if in fact they would make a difference. and it really did. So those were two of the things I did. But I didn't want to keep this all to myself, so I invited my team to join me on live dials from 9 a.m. to 10 and from 6 to 7 every day, Monday through Friday. See, everyone needs someone to perform with and someone to perform for. So I used my team to help leverage my desire to help them improve while I was helping myself. That was what really made the difference for me last week. I worked with my team to improve my AP and theirs. I have 3 additional team members that are now doing live transfers. I'm proud of them. They're moving forward with it. I recommend that you talk to your upline about utilizing all utilizing all of the tools you have available to yourself. That is so important. If you're not using all your tools, ask yourself why. If not now, then when? Just start this week. So with that, I'm going to close this out by saying we all should be at the top of whatever team we're working with. Talk to your upline, make some goals, make some decisions, and then execute your plan. Have a great week. I look forward to seeing you all achieving your goals.